Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Flowers, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Clutch Sports Talk Live with me, Ryan Flowers. Man, lots to talk about today. Hope your week is going by pretty decently. We're almost through the week, so we got lots to talk about today. I'm going to get to Tiger Woods. There was a documentary made by HBO that just recently wrapped up a few days ago that kind of went through Tiger Woods' whole career, his life, how he was raised. So I want to talk a little bit about that for my golf fans that I do have. Also, Phillip Rivers retired, man. He's played 16, 17 years in the National Football League. My question to you guys, and let me know what you guys think in the comments, should he be considered a Hall of Fame candidate? I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are on that. My boy, also, I'm going to talk about the new hiring coaches and the head coach for the National Football League, the Lions and the LA Chargers. They hired two new guys. I'll let you guys know who they were if you don't know already. And then my boy from the D Sports Ledger stops by, Daniel Cameron. He's going to drop by to talk about the conference championship weekend coming up for us in the NFL playoffs. So, and then finally, my featured guest of the evening, Kaila Love, stops by, the hip hop sensation. She just had a single that was released called Halftime that's been appearing on ESPN, The Jump, I believe, on ESPN, and also NBA 2K1 show stop by. So make sure you guys stick around. I got a great show in store for you guys too. So without further ado, man, let's go. Clutch Sports Talk Live is presented by Ryan Flowers. Hey, welcome back in, man. It's Wednesday. Happy inaugurational day for our president here. We got Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, the Madam Vice President. So congratulations to them. If you didn't vote for them, or you did vote for them, congratulations. Either way, they're your president, they're your vice president. So I got a great show in store for you guys today. It's gonna be active in here. I got two guests tonight. Never done that. So breaking Clutch Sports Talk Live history by having two guests on the same show. I don't know I don't know what to do. I'm so crazy right now. So I just got to calm down just a little bit and give you guys a great show like what you guys are expecting. So if you're in the room right now, make sure you guys leave a like and a comment. Share this content right now, man. Like I always say, let your dad, let your mom, let your uncle, your cousin, the person that you lent $5 to who ain't hit you back up yet, your baby mama, your baby daddy, let everybody know Clutch Sports Talk Live is on the air right now. So without further ado, man, hope you guys are doing well. Like I said before at the top of the show, I got Daniel Cameron from the D Sports Ledger. He'll be in breaking down the AFC, NFC Conference Championship games. And Kaila Love will stop by, the hip-hop sensation. Yes, the hip-hop sensation, Kaila Love, will be on the show towards the end. So stick around and we'll get through it somehow, some way, right? Cool. All right, so I want to start the show tonight by talking a little golf. Yeah, golf. Clutch Sports Talk Live does talk a little bit of golf. Now, I'm not going to be specifically talking about any major championship match that's going on or anything like that. But for those of you who do watch sports, I'm pretty sure most of you are aware of who Tiger Woods is, right? Tiger Woods is, if not one of the greatest golfers of all time, or at least during my generation, he was the greatest golfer of my generation, even to this day. So HBO decided to do a documentary on him. It was a two-part documentary that aired, I think, one the week before, and I think it just finished, or the week prior, 2 weeks ago, and it just finished up this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So if you didn't watch this documentary, make sure you go to HBO, and if you don't got HBO, you better bum off somebody with HBO Max, do something, do what you got to do, watch the documentary. But what I'll say about this, about Tiger Woods, is that if you didn't know about really who he was, it kind of exposed the vulnerable side of Tiger Woods. Now, we all know Tiger Woods as being one of the most locked in psychological athlete that we've ever seen. I seen the dude, win a major championship on basically one leg back in 2008. The dude is out of pocket. I mean, he changed golf forever. I mean, no one really watched golf like that until Tiger Woods started hitting the balls deep on TV. Publicity, ads, advertisements, you name it, he had it. He was literally unstoppable. And what the documentary kind of portrays, I won't go through the whole thing, but it talks about his upbringing, how basically his dad, Earl Woods, who was an ex-Green Beret demolitions guy. For those you don't know, those guys are pretty insane. They basically run around with bombs and stuff, blowing up stuff. So, I mean, if that just kind of gives you a little bit about what the household was like. His mom, Tita, she was kind of a fanatic too. She was more of she was probably the toughest one out of all of them. I mean, she would always tell Tiger to step on your opponent's neck, go for the jugular, kill. Right. So I mean, great. I mean, I would have probably loved to have spent some Christmases in the Woods family at some point, sometime. Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, so the documentary goes on. You kind of see Tiger Woods' upbringing. He's sheltered from a lot of things because golf was the focus. His dad was so intensely just wanting him to be the best golfer to change the world. His dad also thought that he would be that changing force in the world. Tiger didn't really want to do that. He kind of shied away from all the publicity. And then, you fast forward to when he gets older, he starts winning. I mean, he won 14 to 15 championships, has the whole, sex stuff going on with the extramarital, stuff that he was doing with the Perkins waitresses and all these other people around the world, especially here in Las Vegas with some escorts, things of that nature. And his life, his career just starts to spiral out of control. And that's something that we've never seen. But it's sad because at the end of the day, I don't know if he'll ever catch Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus is at 18 championships, if I'm not mistaken, the most ever won by any golfer. He's at 15 right now currently. And it's not easy to do, man. I mean, he won like 4 or 5 in 1 year. He's not doing that anymore. Tiger Woods is a lot older. But what I will say about the documentaries, man, it's a really good documentary. So if you guys have a chance this weekend, man, pull it up, check it out. If you're a golf fan, even better. If not, I mean, if you just like Tiger Woods in general, it's a really good watch. So I definitely advise you guys do that. And I just feel bad for him at the end of the day because so much was asked of him. Not only was he a golfer, he's like the most prominent African-American, which, he really didn't want to claim, but he's part African-American. So he had a whole race behind him, and it's tough when you're an African-American athlete or anything in any genre or field or anything like that to be an African-American, whatever. Not only do you have to support and carry your weight on or off the field in whatever business that you're in, you're also carrying the weight of a whole race. And I think Tiger Woods just wasn't really mentally prepared for all that, or he didn't really want to accept that. But because of him, I started watching golf. I know I have a lot of relatives that started playing golf because of him. He made golf watching fun on Sundays. When you saw him with the red shirt, you knew it was on. So make sure you check it out on HBO. That's a plug for HBO. They're not paying me, but I'm just giving them some publicity anyway. So make sure you guys, if you're in the room, man, leave a comment. I'd appreciate you guys. Other than that, man, we got Daniel Cameron. He's up next here shortly. So we're going to keep it moving. So my boy, Philly Riv, he retired. He's done. He played 17 seasons in the National Football League, 16 with the LA via San Diego Chargers, and then his last season with the Indianapolis Colts, he hung him up. So marvelous career. He wasn't the prettiest to watch all the time, but pretty effective, I would say. I believe he's 5th in all-time passing, 5th in all-time touchdowns. The question asked is he a Hall of Famer? I would say yes. Is he a first ballot? No, he's on a first ballot. But I think he should be mentioned and be considered to be a Hall of Famer just because he's 5th in something in the NFL. And not only something, you're talking about passing yards and touchdowns. So Phillip Rivers, man, congratulations to him. I don't know what he's going to do now. Hope he don't have any more kids. And if he does, God bless him. He already got a full house of them already. I think he's got like 12 or 11 kids. So he's gonna find some time now to catch up with his wife and his family. But tremendous career. I think he is a Hall of Famer. Let me know what you guys think if you disagree in the comments, man. But Phillip Rivers, I know a lot of people don't really like his throwing motion or what he was about. He talked a lot of trash, but you know what? I think it all came from a good place in competition. And you never really heard anything bad about the dude. I think teammates loved playing for him, but I really do believe that he is a Hall of Famer. I get it. He played a tough position. And like I said, the way he threw the ball, it wasn't pretty, like I said. It wasn't the most like dynamic thing to watch, but you play 17 years in the National Football League, at a high level. I mean, dude, the dude played a playoff game, I believe, actually today. It was almost like 12, 15 years ago almost. He tore his ACL and still played against the New England Patriots, I believe, in the championship game or a divisional game. So, I mean, shout out to Phillip Rivers, man. So we got Stephen Bijou. He says Phillip Rivers is going to shoot the remake of The Cheaper by the Dozen, right? And he also says Charles Harris is in the building. He says, yes, he is in the Romo category. He's a Hall of Famer, like you said, but not a first ballot. Absolutely, Charles. I agree with both of you guys, what you just said. But shout out to him, man. I hope he has a really good career offseason. I would love to see him in TV somehow, some way, just because I like his personality and his character. But either than that, it's all good. But shout out to Phillip Rivers, man. All right, moving on, sticking in the NFL. Some new coaching hires. Now, some of them are actually, they're probably both head scratchers to me. I mean, to be honest with you. The Detroit Lions, they go ahead and hire Dan Campbell. For those of you who don't know who Dan Campbell is, he's a former NFL player. I believe he was a tight end out of Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken. Played with the Giants, played with the Cowboys, Detroit as well. And I think he played his last game as a New Orleans Saint. So now he's had jobs in the NFL and coaching staffs and stuff like that. He started in 2010 with the Miami Dolphins, stayed there for a little bit. He actually was the interim coach. I forgot who they fired that year, but he ended up finishing out the last 4 or 5 games with the Dolphins. The Dolphins ended up moving on to somebody else. Then he went to New Orleans, and now he's the head coach. Now, Detroit Lions, dude, I don't know what y'all doing, man. I mean, really. Dan Campbell, like, I get it. He's like a hard-nosed, like in-your-face type of dude. I don't get the hire, man. I think there were some very other capable, competent guys out there. Eric Bieniemy is still out there. Now, I'm not a real fan of him. I think a lot of what he does has to do with Andy Reid, but still, it's like you don't even interview the guy. You just go straight to Dan Campbell. So Detroit, you're probably going to continue to be losers as you have been for quite some time now. So good luck with that. And then the other hire, Brandon Staley, the LA Chargers, they basically give this guy the job. No head coaching experience, not even an interim job. He's been in the NFL since 2017, came in with the Bears, coached around with the Broncos, ended up in the Chargers as a defensive coordinator. And now he has been giving the job to basically help develop and continue to develop Justin Herbert, their top rookie draft pick, the rookie of the year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, man. Defensive guys mixed with an offense with a quarterback like that. I don't know who's going to be on his coaching staff, but they better get someone who's sharp, who can help develop Justin Herbert, because they have a gold mine in that. Again, not sure why Eric Bieniemy or Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator from the Buffalo Bills, didn't get the job. Something about Brandon Staley they really liked, but I guess the Chargers, again, I think they whiffed on it again. I think both these two teams in the next 2-3 years are probably going to be looking for another head coach here shortly. And this is sad because I feel like the Chargers actually are like right there from being a really, really, really solid team. But I don't know, man. It's just, Chargers and the Detroit Lions, they just keep doing the same old stuff, man. Stephen Bijou says Eric Bieniemy is set to meet with Sean Payton. Okay. About what exactly? Head calling plays or what? Because if not, he could just stay right there where he's at in Kansas City and win some more Super Bowl titles with Patrick Mahomes. So, all right, man. So we're going to keep it moving here. Like I said, I got Kaila Love joining me at the end of the show. But right now, I want to introduce to everyone my boy, Daniel Cameron. He runs the D Sports Ledger sports betting page. I mean, if you want to check him out, man, he's legit. He's legit. He's winning you money. He's getting jobs done out there. So what's up, Daniel, man? How you doing, boss? Oh, we can't hear you.
There we go. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
There you go.
Sorry about that.
How's it going, man?
Good.
So, man, how was your weekend betting wise this past weekend in the National Football League, brother?
Oh, this weekend was phenomenal. It was phenomenal for me and all my clients. Yesterday I had my first losing day in about 3 weeks, but
I saw that, man.
But this last weekend was absolutely phenomenal. So
That's good. So, I mean, we got the NFC, AFC conference championship games coming up, man. Some big games, big quarterback names out there. The first game of the day on Sunday at 3:05 p.m. I believe that's Eastern Standard Time. You got the Battle of the Bays, Tampa Bay and Green Bay, man. I mean, right now I'm seeing lines anywhere between -3, -4 for Green Bay. What do you think right now? What are your odds right now on that game?
Yeah, so Vegas has that game. Last I checked a couple hours ago. 3.5 for it opened they opened Green Bay at -4. It's Green Bay -3.5. My computer has Green Bay at -1, but I do like Green Bay to cover the spread. I don't know. I'm less confident on this game than I am with the Bills game, but the Bills Chiefs game. But yeah, I mean, I just think that it's gonna be. I think it's going to be tough for Tampa Bay to go into Green Bay and get that dub.
Right. I mean, Tampa's defense really played lights out last week. But this is a different animal that they're going to see this Sunday with Aaron Rodgers, because one thing that the Packers can do that the Saints weren't able to do was push the ball down the field. Now, Aaron Rodgers, by all accounts, can do that. I mean, I think we can both agree on that. But I do agree with your sentiments that this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be cold. I get that. I know Tom Brady's used to playing in the cold. Some of the other guys like Gronk, but I'm not sure about these other guys, man. But I think it's going to be a close game. Do you think it's going to go over or under?
Do you know what the over under is? I didn't write it down.
Let's see here.
I can
Here, I'll
look it
get
up
that.
real quick.
No, I got you right here, brother. I got it
I
up
think it's
for you.
50 or something like that, 51.
Yeah, 50. I got 51 here on this particular
Okay, yeah.
site. So,
For the over, I probably like the under in this game. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, something like Green Bay 24-14 or something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
So
that's fair.
that's what's that? 38 points. So somewhere around there. I
That's
think
fair.
it's going under. I don't expect a lot of points in this game. It's going to be really cold.
Do you think? Oh, so yeah, I'm glad you brought that. You think weather is going to play a part for Tampa Bay?
Oh,
Maybe.
oh, weather always plays a part in the playoffs, man.
It
I mean,
does.
look at the Buffalo game last week, right? I
Right.
mean,
Right.
Josh Allen didn't look his self in that first half, but then you find out that both coaches said the quarterbacks they were throwing the ball, and the ball it was just the wind was just carrying that ball. So, and then
Right.
obviously the kicker, right, Mr. Clutch didn't. He hit two off of the post, so yeah,
Right.
weather's going to be an issue. I mean, not maybe not for Tom Brady, but for some of these other guys.
Right. Absolutely. And are there any key injuries in this game that we know of? For the most part, I don't think there are any key injuries. I think a lot of these guys are. Oh, the one thing I did hear is that I forgot to say his name. Vita Vea. He's a nose
Yeah,
tackle for Tampa Bay. I think he might be upgraded to play. I'm not sure if that really makes that much of a difference because
yeah,
Green Bay Packers offensive line has been playing pretty solid after what's his name? Bacchiardi? Back I can never say the dude's name. But the
right,
left
right.
tackle, he went out. So,
Yeah,
but
I don't think the injuries or the questionable players, like the Antonio Browns and stuff. I don't
right,
know that that's going to be. It's not enough to move the number for Vegas. It's not enough to move the number for me. So I wouldn't focus on that or really think of it as like an issue.
right. Absolutely. Okay. So the next game, and make sure you guys stick around. Kaila Love is just around the corner. But I want to get into the last game, the AFC Championship game. Buffalo traveling to Kansas City. We don't know for sure yet Patrick Mahomes' status right now. I'm assuming he's going to play. Right now, I got Kansas City at -5 in some books and -3 in some areas. The over under in that game, I believe it is 54.
It's
Um,
53 and a half,
53,
54,
53 and a
somewhere
half.
around there. Yeah, somewhere
Okay.
around there.
So
Um,
what do you think about this one?
yeah, so from where I've seen, it's mostly been a 3 point spread. Chiefs favored by three. My computer also has Chiefs favored by three, so I agree with Vegas right on there. I can make an argument for Chiefs favored by four.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I like the Bills on the money line. I like the Bills outright to win this game.
Oh,
If you want to be safe, you could take the points. But the Bills, the last time they played, the Bills their defense just was not what it is
right.
now. Yes, they won by, I think the Chiefs won that game by 9 points or something like that.
Yeah,
But
it was kind
to
of
be
close towards
honest,
the end though.
in the fourth quarter, like the Bills were driving and they had a chance to actually go up by a point. They were down six, they had a chance to go up by one.
Right.
Um, I think they threw an interception and the Chiefs kicked a field goal that made the 9 points. But I mean, and the Bills were not who they are now. I
Right.
think the Chiefs honestly have gone down since then. I think the Bills are better since then. Uh, I think the Bills are on a mission. I think that they, uh, I yeah, I mean, just the coaching in this, I think, is very equal.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I think the Bills are ready and prepared to go in there and get this win. Also in that game, I think Matt Milano may have been injured, and that's a huge injury for Buffalo if
Right.
he's out. And he's in for this game, and he'll be covering the tight end Kelsey. And so, yeah, I mean, and he can guard Kelsey, and so it's going to be a different game. And I think the Chiefs' defense is overrated. I think their offense is slightly overrated, but just
Right.
because of the hype that they have. They have so much
Right.
hype.
Right.
And so I don't know that it's necessarily overrated. It's just overhyped, maybe. As far as the over under 53 and a half, 54, I think I kind of lean to the over in this one. I mean, to the under in this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bills are really gonna stymie the Chiefs' defense.
No. Well, you know
Uh,
what? I respect
I
your
don't know.
knowledge,
I'm not
but
sure where the over under is on here. To be honest, I probably
right,
would just stay away from
right.
that.
I think for me, I think the Chiefs, man, they're just so unique, man. I can't go against them. I mean, a lot of people thought they were going to be rusty coming into that game this past Sunday against the Browns. I mean, they had touchdown, field goal, missed a field goal. Then Patrick Mahomes goes out, obviously. Now, obviously, it does matter if he plays or not. I mean, if he doesn't play, then I'll take the Bills all the way. But if he's in there, man, I mean, even if he's there, just half of him, I feel like is just good enough to beat the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a good game because I think you're right. These two teams played like week 5, week 6. That's a long time ago. That's ages ago. So both teams are differently. They're built different now, and I think that's before Josh Allen actually started going on his tear. So it's going to be interesting. You're right, though. The Chiefs' defense is actually not the
It's
best
also
defense.
possible. It's also possible that Mahomes has turf toe. That's a
Yeah,
possibility as well,
right,
and that could limit his running.
right.
I don't know. I wouldn't say half of Mahomes is better than a full Josh Allen. I mean,
I don't know,
I
man.
think honestly, I think they're level playing field as far as quarterbacks go. I wouldn't give. I mean, I might give Patrick Mahomes a slight edge, but it
Right,
wouldn't be very big. I mean,
right.
so
Oh, that's an interesting take. So, but no, I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but I just can't go against them yet. I got to see them really just flat out fall on their face until I can say, you know what?
well, I think that might happen in this game.
Coming from the Bill fan, folks. Coming from the
Well,
Bills.
yeah. Hey, I am a Bills fan,
But
but I mean, take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
but that's why they play the games, right, my friend? That's why they
that's
play
why
the
they
games.
play the game. So we'll see. I think Buffalo's going to come in there and put a beat down on them, to be honest,
All
and
right.
not because I'm a fan.
Right. You're just
Um,
facts. You're giving out facts and data. So I know I get it. I'm just kind of ribbing you there a little bit.
no, it's all good. Hey, no, it's hey, opposite opinions are great, and I never have a problem with people telling me I'm an idiot or giving me an opposite
Why you say
opinion.
that?
Whatever, it's all good.
Why
I
you
mean, I
say
know
that?
you're not, but other people do, And hey, I'm
Right.
fine with that. Like opposite
Right.
opinions are. That's what
All right.
makes the world go around. That's the reason we have these shows, right? If we all had the same opinion, we
Right.
wouldn't have shows like
Right.
this.
Exactly. So I appreciate
So,
you, man. Well, Daniel, man, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I said if you need me tomorrow, I'll definitely be on your show tomorrow, man. So
yes,
make sure you
sir.
guys check this guy out, man. He knows his stuff. You want to put some dough in your pockets, man. Valentine's Day is coming up, fellas. You need to win them ends, bro. Because them ladies, man, they need it. They need the chocolate.
They
They need
need
the
it.
flowers. They need it, man. They got to get their hair and their nails done. So hit them up, Daniel Cameron, man. Let them know where they can find you at, boss.
All right. Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
All right, man. Peace out. All right, that's my boy Daniel Cameron, man. He runs the D Sports Ledger betting. I mean, sports betting. He does more than football. He does everything: basketball, baseball, two bums in the backstreet fighting, whatever. I mean, if somebody's competing, he's probably handicapping it. I'm just saying. So, all right, man. Without further ado, I want to bring her on. This is a special featured guest of this evening. Is she ready there? This is Kaila Love. Hey, Kaila, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you taking the time out your busy day to spend some time with Clutch Sports Talk Live and the people that are in here. So appreciate you. For those who don't know who Kaila Love is, she's a upcoming artist, hip hop sensation, as I like to say. She just had one of her new singles drop called Halftime, which appeared on the ESPN The Jump and is being featured on NBA 2K21. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So I mean, hey, like that's pretty dope because I played 2K. So I like the soundtrack on 2K too. So it's gonna get better. I love the song Halftime. So it's fast, it's upbeat. You got some sports references in there too, so it's kind of perfect with what I got going on over here.
Yeah.
I like the vibe. But yeah, I mean, let us know like what's going on with you. Tell us how you got started.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I've been rapping for like 13 years now, so it's been a really long journey. I have like a bars because people will ask me about it, that I just wrote some raps to talk about how I got started. I said, about me, I've been rapping since 14 to impress a boy in the ninth grade, trying to make it seem like I'm the cool girl in class instead of a cute girl with that. Used to think I was a hoe, didn't know how to flow with these raps. And so yeah, it was really like a little high school crush thing. Wanted to impress a boy, came up with my bars and stuff, and just, I guess, being a pretty female or whatever, people just kind of think that that's I guess all there was to me. So rapping was what was able to give me a voice and an identity and a way to really socialize with the world and find myself in it.
Absolutely. So wow. So you started this basically to chase a boy. What happened to the boy? Where's he
Oh
at?
man, I don't know where he at. He was trying to be famous 4 years ago. He probably got some kids and stuff like that, and just
That's
ain't about
funny.
that life. But I stuck with that life. So, because it was like one of those things where he was doing, rap, and then I would come around and I would listen to him and his friends, and I'd be like, "Oh, I think I could do that, and I think I could do it better." And that's really where it came from.
All right. I ain't mad at that. So let's talk about the song Halftime. When you wrote it, obviously, did you ever think it would get on ESPN? I mean, really?
Hell yeah.
Hey, I like that. Hey, that's what you're supposed to say, though. That's what you're supposed to say. Because that was a loaded question. Because most people would have been like, "Oh no, I just do it for the love," and it's like whatever, whoop-de-woo. But I like that energy. I like you, like, yeah, man, I'm supposed to be on ESPN. That's why you got me on this show for, man. So that's cool, man. So where were you at when you found out it was on ESPN on the jump?
Oh man, it was the day I released the song. So I knew that it had already been pitched for the sync licensing and stuff, but I didn't get no confirmation or anything, like to know where it was gonna appear or anything. And I literally dropped the song, and like an hour after, I got a text message talking about, "Hey Kaila, I just saw your song on the jump." And I was like, for real? Because I didn't know where it was gonna be, and I went to go look it up, and they had my name and everything. I was so excited. So yeah, I was just, it's funny because I'd never really been into sports, right? And then I met Charles, who's, my boyfriend that you've worked with, Realist Cowboy and everything. And, he's a big sports guy, big Cowboys fan, and he's really into it in the statistics. And so really being with him has like grown my appreciation for sports. Cause of course I've just felt like, oh, it's just a bunch of sweaty guys, just like, I don't know, but like wrestling or hitting each other over this ball and stuff like that. I want to minimize, but he helped me like really understand a lot more like what there is to appreciate and how technical and especially how he likes to analyze things with stats. And so I think that helped because then knowing that my distributor United Masters has these partnerships with ESPN and NBA 2K, and they're working on a partnership, I think, with Madden and stuff like that. And so it just got my mind thinking differently, and looking up different athletes and seeing, well, what kind of music are they listening to, or what might they post, and starting to actually thinking about creating music that could be a soundtrack for an athlete. So really in this last year, my whole mindset has shifted to being somebody that was really never into sports to somebody that's now like creating music for sports. So I really never thought that I would be here, but somehow this is where the road has led. And now I'm on a sports show as the first like non-sports guest.
Hey, but I mean, it's change is good, right? So, and variety is the spice of life. So I like to get anyone on here who got something to talk about. I mean, yes, a sports show, but obviously you do correlate to sports because your song was played on ESPN. And the next thing I want to talk about is how your song Halftime is going to be on NBA 2K21. Is it on there yet, or are they going to put it on there?
Yeah, so it's on there in the game. I have a download code. So Charles is actually bringing his his PlayStation down right now so that we can put the download code in and go in the game and see, because essentially it's a license that covers whatever that they want to use it in the game. So it could be like loading screens. It could be when
exactly.
So I'm honestly not sure, because this is like, I had manifested this for about 2 years. It was like 2 years ago when I learned about what sync licensing was. And I said, that's going to be my goal. I'm going to get my song on something. And pretty much exactly 2 years. And that's after going to so many workshops and like doing so much research and like having to hire a lawyer and learning about the legal aspects of all of that. So I don't know, but
and you're pretty active. I follow you on social media for quite some time. You're pretty active on what you're out there. You in them streets in a good way. I mean,
Man,
so
it's a lot to learn, but also even just like speaking with you and seeing how you are doing, almost the same thing as me in a whole different industry, being an
right,
independent like sports broadcaster, right? As an
right.
independent artist. So, you see the big dogs like Colin Howard, and they got the graphics and they got everything set up for them to like speak and you know what I mean? And then it's like you got the people that still have the talent, and you're a great speaker, you have a great presence and stuff. So it's like, how do you now compete with somebody that has all of those resources? And I think what's amazing is the technology that we have does allow
Yeah,
us to do that to an
it does.
extent. And so
It
my
does.
thing is really about empowering the independent artist with that technology, with that knowledge, so that they can put out the best content to compete basically with the big dogs. And so it's interesting even seeing how you're building your brand, because essentially you're doing the same thing as me, but just in a
A
different,
different,
you
like
know,
a demographic, basically, a
demographic
different
and
genre.
like, aspect of the entertainment industry.
Yeah,
But there's still like a
absolutely.
lot of parallels there that I started to realize, like, oh, actually, these things will be still applicable to really any kind of independent artist entrepreneur, whether
Right,
it's
right,
sports
right.
to music to acting, etc. It's like building your own brand. So
Oh,
I thought
I
that was
mean,
a
that's
really
the thing.
interesting parallel.
No, it is actually. I mean, but to go back to the 2K21 thing, it's like, what does that feel like to know when someone puts that game in and they're going to a loading screen or they're on a menu? You're part of a culture, because the NBA, an NBA 2K21, that's like a whole community. I mean, people will hear that song and it'll resonate for, I don't know, forever, right? Until they come out with the next one. But if you're cheap, you got to play, the same one until it go on sale on Black Friday.
Right.
But but I mean, how does that feel really? You wake up every day now, you're like, I'm on NBA 2K21, man. Like, people not doing that right now.
I know. It's just that I have such high expectations for myself. It's like I will celebrate for like a few hours of a day, and then it's just right back to work. So
Right.
like, how am I about to get another song on ESPN? How am I about to get another song on the next update in the game? So it's really just about,
Mm,
I don't know, like I just feel that it's the beginning. I mean, I've been doing it for so long, so it is like these milestones do mean a lot to just show that I am progressing, but it's still
right.
like, oh man, one day I feel like I'm gonna look back at this and be like, oh, that's again. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about
Right.
it. But I mean, it does feel gratifying to know, like, yo, I could say that I did that. And
Yeah.
like the music video, it features all women
Right.
athletes.
Yeah. I was going to talk to you about that next.
Yeah. And so I just feel like for me, it's a way to use now the attention that I'm getting, the clout, the leverage or whatever to show my community, to show off these women, to just show women being strong and powerful, and to just make music that is empowering, that you could, show your daughters, that you could show your kids. Pretty much
Right.
all my music is clean. I
Yep.
don't really
Yeah,
do
it
like too
is.
much of cursing or anything, unless it's like absolutely necessary. So I'm not saying that everything is clean, but I would say a good like 90% of my stuff
Right.
is like already made clean. So for me, it's really just about leveraging that to put on like the next, like I got my homegirls, I'm getting their music pitched for NBA 2K. So I'm just about bringing all the other
Right.
women on with me now that I'm like opening kind of up this hole. So that's really what's exciting for me more than anything.
I mean, and I like that, like you said, you have your homegirls, you have friends in your music videos and stuff like that. With that, you have a video for halftime, right? Is that right? I know. I
Yeah,
saw
so
the
it's
lyric video.
unreleased. I'm about to talk to the videographer like right after this call, and we're gonna get together the
Oh,
final
okay,
edit.
okay. Because I seen the lyrical video, but I haven't seen the actual
I know, because I'm
video.
so particular about my stuff. It's like
As you should.
every single frame, like, and I keep sending it back, but it's like I don't care. Like, I have literally flown to New York and spent hundreds of dollars on videos that, like, with full on scenes and renting outfits and everything that I have not released because it was not
Wow.
to my standard perfect. So my real ones, the people that's really like my real fans and my little fan club, like they will probably see that one day and stuff, but it's in the vault. I'm very, very particular about the quality that I'm putting out, especially when it comes to this video, because I spent a pretty penny on it. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
feel proud because I supported 2 Black-owned businesses, in the Bay Area. I
Yep.
supported, my like homegirls, the Black jewelry designers, Black athletes. So really, where I'm spending that money is also very important to me. So I try to make sure that, and every cent that goes into a creative project is going back into my community, is going back to probably a woman. I'm still looking for
That's
women
good.
videographers. That's super hard. So for me, it's also like the business aspect, and being able, I don't know, like really hopefully using ESPN and NBA 2K to just generate wealth for myself, but more importantly for the community.
Absolutely. So you grew up in the Bay Area completely, like you're born and raised Bay Area? Okay.
Yep.
And I read that you went to UC Berkeley. You graduated at UC Berkeley as well,
I
too?
did, first in my family to go to college.
Well, congratulations. I mean,
Thank you.
that's a big achievement too. I mean,
Ooh.
so when you were there, now I have to talk about this just a little bit. Did you attend any sporting events? I know you weren't big in sports, but like, did you do anything sporting relating while you were there at UC Berkeley? I mean, they had some pretty good teams there.
Not. I mean, there was this one football player that was trying to holler at me and stuff, and like he was the big dog on campus and stuff. So I didn't even kind of realize who I was rolling with until
Somebody told you.
girls
Like,
were trying to give me
that's such and
attitude and all types of stuff. Like, oh, this is like some real deal. But then I feel like he was trying to get me into like the Illuminati and stuff. He was on some secret society stuff, and it was just too much. I was like, I can't with you.
Oh no, man. So okay, I mean, growing up though, I mean, growing in the Bay Area, you got I mean, are you on the Oakland side or the Frisco side? What side of the Bay Area?
Well, I'm yeah, pretty much the East Bay side, so Oakland.
Okay, the Oakland side. So like Warriors, nothing like that. None of that did anything for you. The Oakland A's, nothing.
Like I never really got to go to sporting events, and it sucked because like I didn't have parents, so it was really just me, and I was raised by not just my grandma, but my great grandmother, my mom's grandma,
Right.
and so
Wow.
she was just old, and she's 91 now, and so she just didn't like take me to those type of just any events. Like literally, I didn't go anywhere or do anything growing up except to school and the library, and I guess that's why I'm hella smart and I can type like 96 words per minute, so like I guess it paid off to a degree. And it's funny because back in the day at the library they would do the summer reading programs, and when you complete all your book reports and get the 10 books, they will give you a set of free Warriors tickets. And I never went. I had so many Warriors tickets, like so many. And of course they would like never do that today. This is back when they were like
when they sucked.
People to come fill the seats to see the Warriors. So it was like, man, but imagine if they did do that today, what literacy rates could look like.
Oh man, people will be reading like books every 5 minutes, and that's sad. But I mean, it is what it is. But I totally get it. So, halftime. How did you come up with the name of Halftime for that song?
Man, because I knew I was going to make a song that I wanted to pitch to NBA 2K and to ESPN. And but I didn't want to just make like a corny, like, yeah, like I'm on the court, I'm finna throw a 3-pointer, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like that's corny. And later on, I realized I was on the right track because I hear music supervisors saying they don't want what's literally happening. And so I was like, man, what's really the essence like at sports, right? It's teamwork, it's hard work. It's like the athletes that have the great stories, that have the heart, the hustle, the motivation, the underdog, right? So I just started really thinking about kind of what it means to be a great athlete and what kind of energy that I could bring. And then I thought of the idea like halftime, but again, I didn't want it to necessarily be sports related. But there is some overlays, with hip hop and sports, kind of like that hustle motivation aspect. So I was like, oh, Kaila Love, I'm all about getting things done and like half the time, right? Being efficient. So it's like making so much more in halftime. And so that's really how I came up with it. And I was like, but still halftime is such a sports term that even though that's not exactly what I'm talking about, I feel somebody that's into sports could fuck with it,
Right. And they caught it and they catch it. And so it actually blends perfectly because like you said people are not looking for stuff that literally is what they're looking or what do I want to say? Like they're not literally looking for a basketball song, because the name reaches out to halftime.
Like we ain't been doing Curtis Blow.
Right. Like I mean, like that's a long time ago, but
like that's when you could get away with that.
Not no more. So okay. I'm not saying like you pattern your style towards this artist, but who's somebody or a few people, if you want to name, who actually influences you as far as your music, your artistry, et cetera, et cetera?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I sound anything like him, but Tupac has been a huge influence in just understanding the culture, the history. Because at UC Berkeley, I taught a class called Tupac, the Evolution of Hip Hop and How to Rap. And what I realized about studying Tupac's life is, you're studying history, you're studying like geography, American politics, the Black Panther Party. You're studying so much by studying his life. And so it really opens up my eyes to the world and just what he was able to encompass in his music and just who he was as a person and being so much multidimensional with being a poet and an artist and an actor, and accomplishing so much at 25 years old. And then in terms of modern day influences, Russ, do you know who Russ is? He's like the underground rapper, but because he's independent, but I mean, he's grown pretty significantly. And his whole thing is that he has mixed, mastered, engineered, and produced all his songs. So he was doing that for like 3 years straight, releasing a song that was completely at 100% ownership and stake in every week for like 3 years, and grew an organic fan base to the point that, he's extremely profitable, he's independent, and he's paved a way for artists in the industry. So I really look to his model, and basically, I'm trying to be the female Russ.
Okay. Hey, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I can dig that. I appreciate that. So when can you say that halftime video will be ready to go for everyone to see?
I mean, it depends on how this conversation go in about 20 minutes.
Fair enough.
I know, so, but it'll be by this month. I just, like I said, I'm just so particular, and especially with this video, because I feel like it's my best one yet. And so, and it's like you got one time to really do it right, So I'm like,
I mean, if you're investing your time, money, and effort, you got to make sure that it's what you really want it to be. So I can appreciate. I mean, I'm excited to see it because I know you were trying to rent out like a boxing ring and people was fighting.
Yeah, I did. King's Boxing Ring in East Oakland. Like super historical, also Black owned, and I'm just like really honored that I got to use the space. And even some of the people that were on the production team, I think they got like a membership there. So it's just nice to see how all of that just continues to grow,
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I mean, it was legit. I mean, I really appreciate anyone that comes on the show, but thank you so much for stepping out and coming on a sports talk show.
Hey,
I really enjoyed it, man. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you. I see you got my little cutout and everything there, looking soft. I'm like, okay, I see you, Clutch Sports Talk.
Hey. That's what I do. I come in the clutch. That's why they call me Clutch Sports Talk. So.
And that's also why I was like, man, this is like damn near your theme song, because like the opening bar of the chorus is literally "I'm coming through clutch."
Right.
Like, oh yes, like shout outs.
And that's what I tell people when I play the song for people. I'll be like, yeah, that's me. I know.
It's my theme song.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
But
like, that's Clutch Sports, man. It's all good.
For real.
Okay, let everybody know like what's on the horizon for you. Where can we find you at? Whatever you want to talk about here for the next like 30 seconds or so, let us know. Just spew everything out.
Well, I'm Kaila Love, Kaila. The I is what be throwing them off. Kaila Love Music on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, wherever you listen to music, you can find me. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Clubhouse, wherever you want to interact with me. I'm probably there, more active on some platforms. My email list is really where it's at, and my little Facebook fan club. But yeah, I'm out here just trying to be an independent artist and create opportunities for all of those around me, generate wealth.
Miss Kaila Love, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ryan. You have a great rest of your day and show. And thank you again for having me here on Clutch Sports Talk.
You're very welcome. Anytime you want to come on, just let me know.
Much love.
All right. Appreciate it. Good night. All right. That's Kaila Love, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview, man. She's legit. She's real. Her stuff is good. Her stuff is real good. It's different than what we see right now with all the booty twerking and booty clapping songs out there, which is cool. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad either. I mean, sometimes you got, your booty got to clap every now and then. That's all right. But it's definitely good to see somebody like that doing something big like that, especially from an independent standpoint, without a big, like deep resources and things of that nature. So, but I just wanted to get her on because, I'm a sports talk show, but it's always good to highlight everybody that's doing something positive in the community. So shout out to Daniel Cameron, man, for him coming on. He'll be continuing to come on every Wednesday until the Super Bowl. And then we're going to work something out to keep him kind of coming on as well, too. Because like I said, he not only does football, he does everything else. Shout out to Kaila Love again for representing the Bay Area. Whoop-de-woo. I mean, yeah, it was a great show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys can catch me. My next episode for Clutch Sports Talk Live is Monday and Wednesday, but you can watch me on Friday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with my co-host. We're going to be hosting All Pro Access. We're going to be recapping a lot of the stuff that happened this week with the NFL, NBA as well. Kyrie, I believe, is starting tonight with the Brooklyn Nets. So interested to see what's going to happen with him doing that. And get you guys ready as well for the AFC, NFC Conference Championship games. But you guys know what it is. You see all the stuff down there. I ain't going to read all that stuff out. I mean, it's been there for 45 minutes. So if you ain't read it down yet, you got a few more seconds to get it down. But other than that, man, it was a great time. I appreciate you guys. Again, happy Inauguration Day for our president, Joe Biden, and his vice president, Kamala Harris. And hey, let's just stay united, man. It doesn't matter who won or who lost, man. We got to keep moving forward in this country. And I think we'll be all right. But like I said, again, I'm out here. That's my time, man. You guys know what it is, man. This is Clutch Sports Talk Live with me, Ryan Flowers. Never settle till the work is done. Peace out, y'all. Clutch Sports Talk Live with Ryan Flowers is presented by All Pro Digital Sports, the future in sports media content. Let's go.